guys, Hannah here. Welcome to my video and to my channel. I've spent the past few years on YouTube watching all the bookish girlies do their cute little TBR jar, fix their TBR videos, and it always just looks like so much fun. I love a little puzzle, I love a little activity, and I feel like matching a prompt to a book is exactly that kind of like satisfying activity that I would love to be part of. So today we are making a TBR jar. I've got my TBR down here on my bookshelf right now. I've got 2 shelves worth of TBR plus a few that are kind of scattered around the bookcase right now. So I know I have got plenty of books to choose from. So I am going to make plenty of prompts. I think I've written out about 50. I think I've got about 50 prompts ready to go right now. So I've got this jar here that I think I might use. This was actually like a jam jar that I emptied out and washed and took the label off of. And I think it's really cute. I am worried that it's not gonna be quite big enough. So I do have some options if it's not big enough. I do have this container as well, which is supposed to be for like food storage, but it's just been sitting empty for a really long time. So this is a little bit bigger than the jar, and I feel like it could also look quite sleek on my bookcase. The other option, if that's still too small, I have the jumbo size, the big boy. I've also got some colored paper. I think I'm gonna use the pink, of course, who are we kidding? But I've yet to decide whether I'm going to print onto it or if I'm going to write onto it, like handwrite. I am hesitant to handwrite just because my handwriting is terrible. So I feel like it might be easier for both of us if I just print it out, like make a little grid on Word and then print it out. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna print it out. I think I'm gonna go for printing. I think that's just going to be easier for everyone. So let's hop to it. I give you a princess. I've got all my TBR prompts here. So I've got my little guillotine and I'm gonna slice them all up. And then once I've done that, I'll run you through all of them. I don't know how many I ended up with because I think I originally had 59 and then I saw that I was super close to like finishing a full page. So I added a few extra on the end. So I don't know exactly how many I have, but it's somewhere close to 60. Okay, I have got all my prompts here all cut up. It really doesn't look like that much when they're all cut up like this, but once I fold them and I put them in the jar, I think it's gonna look pretty full. So they're just these little strips with the prompts on it. I literally just went on Word and like made a document, I think with 3 columns, and then just I think I did double spacing as well. So I'm gonna go through and read each of them out for you and hopefully it'll inspire your TBR. So first, multiple POVs, has dragons, popular online, so like BookTok, BookTube. Is folding them once like that enough, or should I be folding them twice? Whoop. A reread, a book that matches your current mood. So basically mood reading, which is what I usually do anyway. Continue a series, a new series, an award-winning book, a book out of your comfort zone, adapted to screen. This is filling up really quickly. Goodreads rating over 4 stars. A debut novel, an intimidating read, predicted 5-star read, a book you've been avoiding, a book set somewhere you've never been, a favorite author, a book with a map, a spicy book, a great first sentence, a random pick with your eyes closed, oldest book on your TBR, a book you DNF'd, a new author, a new release, most anticipated, your most recent purchase, book club choosers. So I put a few prompts in that are like phone a friend, the first one being my book club, the next being ask Instagram, ask a friend, use a random number generator, ask my mum, a number in the title, a color in the title, has and in the title, a title of 2 words or less, a name in the title, a 5-word title. This is well and truly overflowing. I thought it might be tight, and I don't even think I'm halfway through these. Like, this is, I'm gonna try the slightly bigger one. a one-word title, a seasonal read, fantasy. So we're getting to the genres now. Current favorite genre, a standalone. So it could be a standalone romance or a standalone fantasy or like literally any kind of standalone. A mystery slash thriller, a contemporary romance. The longest book on your TBR, that's a scary one. The shortest book on your TBR, over 500 pages. Under 300 pages. I actually think that one's going to be pretty hard because I feel like I don't read a lot of super short books. An even number of pages, an odd number of pages, a paperback, a book on my Kobo, a hardcover, a book with sprayed edges, a book that matches my outfit, a cover with photography on it, a cover with cartoon art on it, a book with a person on the cover, the prettiest book on my TBR, my favorite cover, a random color generator, a book you bought purely for the cover, a book with people on the cover, water on the cover, an animal on the cover. I've put a lot of prompts in here about the cover. This one is a black cover, a green cover, a red cover, a purple cover, a blue cover, and lucky last, a pink cover. That feels fitting to be the last one. And those are all of my TBR prompts. That is so very satisfying. Because I kind of had those in order of like types of prompts, I do want to give it a really good mix just to make sure I don't have an entire month of pulling out like cover title prompts. Cover title, that's not, okay. Cover, color. Oh gosh. I don't want to have a month of like pulling out cover color prompts or like word count prompts. Like having a few of those in the same month is fine, but I don't want to do a full month of just that, you know? That would be kind of boring. This is so fun. Let me know if you guys want like a PDF of the prompts that I used, because I can absolutely do that for you. And now I will find somewhere on my bookcase to put this. Maybe I could put it right here. Maybe if I do that. How's that? I'll find somewhere for this. So now comes the exciting bit. I think I need to get on the floor for this though. Give me a second. This is the bit we've all been waiting for. It's time to use the TBR jar. Can I even call this a TBR jar? Because it's not technically a jar. It's like a container. I would love to go shopping for a cute jar. I think TK Maxx has got some really cute things out right now because it's like leading up to Valentine's Day. So I'll keep my eye open. But for now I've got this, which works perfectly fine. But that is beside the point. How did I get on that tangent? It's my first time using the TBR jar. We are going to be pulling out our reads for February. I think I'm only going to pull out 4 books because I think that's a really reasonable amount for me to pull. I'd love to pull 6 books, but I know that I might not read that much and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. So I think 4 is a really good place to start. And these are my TBR shelves right here. It's like kind of loosely separated by this is fantasy and then this is contemporary romance and general fiction and leftover fantasy and anything else. But I have so many books on here that I'm excited to read, so let's go. Oh, why am I so nervous and so excited for this first pull? Okay, what have we got? Oh, I've got a few. Here we go. What have we got? Book club choosers. We get to call a friend. Okay, let me get my phone. Hey book club besties, I am currently filming a vlog. Say hi vlog. Hi. All right, I've sent it off. I sent them a video explaining what's happening and then also some pictures of my TBR, and we'll see who gets back to me first. I don't know if anyone's online right now. We'll give them some time to choose while I go through the next prompt. Next one is a fantasy book. This is my favorite genre right now and I am stoked about this. And I've got so many to choose from. I can choose any fantasy book. Oh my god, that's like 70% of my TBR. Okay, I think I know which one I'm gonna go for, especially because it's February, it's like Valentine's season. It's very much giving me Rose Bargain vibes. I've heard people compare this book to Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is my favorite series ever. So really excited about this. I've also heard people compare it to like Bridgerton. The season is officially open. High society girls line up to bargain with the immortal queen Moryan for qualities that will win them suitors: a perfect smile for the loss of a finger, an exquisite talent for piano in exchange for one's happiest childhood memory. Lady Ivy Benton's season arrives with a shocking twist. The Queen announces a competition to win the hand of her Fae son, Prince Bram. I love some Fae. I love some Fae! And marrying the prince is a prize that could save Ivy's family from ruin and her sister from the bargain that destroyed her. Okay, we've got family dynamics. It's almost giving a little bit of Cinderella too. I'm all about that. Yet every glittering Fae deal has a rotting heart, and amidst lavish balls, vicious competitions, and a dangerous alliance with Prince Bram's irresistible brother, Prince Emmett, Ivy soon realizes that at the center of this contest lies a dark plot that could destroy all of England, and her heart along with it. How good does that sound? It's giving like The Bachelor and also Cinderella and also like trials and family dynamics and romance. It sounds really good, and I honestly don't know why I've been putting off reading this for so long. I think a part of me is worried that it's not going to live up to my expectations or like my hopes, but it's also just a really, really beautiful cover. Like, how gorgeous is that? Great, we've got our first book. Amazing. Our third prompt is under 300 pages. I don't know if I have any of these. Okay, this one looks pretty thin. This is How to Break My Heart by Kat T. Mason. It is unfortunately 320 pages. Okay, that's not gonna work. This one's pretty slim. Nope, 330 pages. I keep thinking I'm picking up a slim book, and then they just keep being bigger than the last one I picked up. What about Half a Soul? Oh, this might be it. This one is 278. Okay, my camera just very rudely cut out on me. So far, the only one I've been able to find is Half a Soul, but I do want to check one more book. Oh, gosh, they're all like 330 pages. They're all just over. I think this is our only option. We are gonna go with Half a Soul. This is another book that I feel like in my mind, these books have very similar vibes. Let me read the back for you. This is also set in Regency England. Okay, I think this is why they have similar vibes in my head. It says, it's difficult to find a husband in Regency England when you're a young lady with only half a soul. Ever since she was cursed by a fairy, hey, the fae are back. Theodora Eddings has had no sense of fear or embarrassment, a condition that makes her prone to accidental scandal. Dora hopes to be a quiet, sensible wallflower during the London season, but after a strange, handsome, and utterly uncouth Lord discovers her condition, she is instead drawn into dangerous and peculiar fairy affairs. If Dora's reputation can survive both her curse and her sudden connection with the least liked man in all of high society, then she may yet reclaim her normal place in the world. But the longer Dora spends with Elias Wilder, the more she begins to suspect that one may indeed fall in love, even with only half a soul. I cannot believe that we have pulled two incredibly similar sounding books. Like, we've got Regency England, we've got the marriage season, or the whatever romance season. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched Bridgerton. Okay. It sounds like there might be like two love interests in both of these books. Like, that's really funny. I really hope that I like that setting and these vibes, because obviously I'm going to be getting a lot of it this month, which, hey, sounds good for Valentine's, right? Okay, this is our lucky last prompt. What have we got? Ooh, a number in the title. I've got 7-year slip, the 13th child. Ooh, what do I want to do? I've never read anything from either of these authors. I've heard a lot about Ashley Poston. This, from my understanding, is like a contemporary fantasy kind of thing. Like, there's a magical element to it, but more of a contemporary romance vibe. And then this is a gothic fantasy. This is actually a book that I found recommended online after I read the Shepherd King duology. I loved that duology so much, and so I went online because I wanted to find something that was a similar vibe, and this was recommended a bunch. So, oh gosh, they just live in such different worlds in my head. So how am I gonna choose? I feel like they're both quite different to what we've already got. Okay, let's go through the synopsis of either of them and see which one is calling more to me. So starting with the 7-year slip, 6 months ago, Clementine West had the worst day of her life. So she came up with a plan to keep her heart safe. Stay busy, work hard, take no risks. And it's been working. That is until one day she finds a strange man standing in her kitchen. A man with kind eyes, a crooked smile, and a recipe for the perfect lemon meringue pie. The kind of man that, before everything, she could have fallen for. He's perfect. But for one thing, he lives in the past. 7 years ago to be exact. This should be impossible, but Clementine used to love impossible things. And maybe, just maybe, she will again. It is intriguing. It is intriguing, and it might be a good break from the more like these feel like they're slightly more fantasy. Like this is still kind of fantasy. Is it fantasy? I don't know. But this feels like it might be a little bit more of a break from that. That being said, 13th Child, definitely more gothic, darker energy than the other two. So let's go through what this one is about. Hazel has always known she was different from her siblings. A 13th child, she was promised at birth to Merrick, the god of death. With him, Hazel learns the art and magic of healing. Word of her extraordinary gift spreads throughout the kingdom, but all gifts come at a price. When death claims a soul for himself, it is Hazel who must end their suffering, permanently. Soon, destiny brings her to the royal court, where she meets Leopold, an infuriatingly alluring prince with a disdain for everything and everyone. Here Hazel faces her biggest dilemma yet, to carry out her duties or follow the urges of her own heart. Can she go against the will of death himself to save someone who is marked to die? Is this another love triangle, or am I just like really excited about the concept of death as a character? That they're not supposed to be, death isn't supposed to be a love interest? Am I misreading here? They are both such good options. Ooh, okay. While I've been doing that, I have got a response. Book Club has chosen The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a gorgeous, like, hardcover, sprayed edge, foiled version. How pretty is that? The end pages are really cool too. It's got like a little key on it. So let's figure out what this is about, and then maybe once I've got that locked in, that'll help me decide between these two. I didn't expect this to be so hard to figure out, like, to choose between two books. But okay, let's lock in The Inheritance Games first, and then we'll decide. Oh no, there's been more messages in book club. So, okay, wait, actually this might have worked perfectly. So the first person who came in said Inheritance Games, and then someone came in and said that the 13th Child was one that they wanted to read this year, so that was their pick. So that might have solved our problem. That might have been 2 birds with 1 stone. I might have to get up the synopsis on Goodreads. Avery Grams has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her fortunes change in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves Avery virtually his entire fortune. The catch? Avery has no idea why or even who Tobias Hawthorne is. To receive her inheritance, Avery must move into sprawling, secret passage-filled Hawthorne House, where every room bears the old man's touch, and his love of puzzles, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that Tobias Hawthorne just dispossessed. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons. Dangerous, magnetic, brilliant boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Heir apparent Grayson Hawthorne is convinced that Avery must be a conwoman, and he's determined to take her down. His brother, Jameson views her as their grandfather's last hurrah, a twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved. Caught in a world of wealth and privilege, with danger around every turn, Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive. How interesting does that sound? Very, very excited about this. All right, unlucky last, yes, we are locking in 13th Child. I cannot believe how, like, spectacular that timing was of them helping me choose my other read as well. Is that cheating if book club helps me choose 2 reads. All right, and this is my TBR for February. I'm so excited to get into these books. There are a bunch of books on this TBR that I have been meaning to read for so long. I think all of these books I've had for at least 6 months and I just haven't got around to. So I am so happy that I will finally be like almost, I don't want to say forced to read them, but guided towards them. I think that's going to be a really helpful thing for me. And I think I'm going to put all the old prompts in this jar here and then save them so that then when I'm running out of prompts here, I can just like tip them back in there. So I'll put this somewhere safe. This has been so much fun. I love this. I'm so glad that I've finally made a little TBR jar. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this video. I'm a small little creator, so I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch my content. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below a key emoji so that I know you watched to the end, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.